civil society, the NGOs, citizens who have come to observe this very important process. Let me say distinguished, and I think I've also seen the President General, representatives of the President General, leaders of communities, distinguished and the clergy, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me start. This is, I think, my second time with you since the inauguration of this State Assembly. And let me start once again by congratulating all of you, members of the 8th Assembly, and the leadership of the House for your election. Yours is a historic call to serve in the Anambra. As I always remind all of us, we have only one state, and our development focus is summarized by the mantra, one state, one people, one agenda. I want to thank you for your cooperation and collaboration so far. Together, we shall lead this state far better than we have. On November 10, 2022, I was here to present the 2023 budget, captioned Budget of Acceleration. It was our first full year budget in office. Over the past 20 months since our swearing in on March 17, 2022, we have intentionally focused on judiciously implementing the budget to address several of the foundational key challenges, and the results are beginning to show. Anambra is today ranked the number 1 among the 17 southern states on ease of doing business. Number 2 as the state with the lowest infant mortality rate. Best performing students in JAM and NECO are from Anambra, while Budgeted has recently also ranked Anambra among the top 5 states on fiscal sustainability. During our second year anniversary, on March 17, 2024, we shall present a comprehensive scorecard to our people over the preceding 2 years. But suffice it to say that Anambra is indeed on the march. Our security is getting stronger by the day, and the 8 local governments that were in total control by the so-called unknown government have been largely liberated. Anambra, by every measure, is certainly one of the safest states in Nigeria today. Over 400 kilometers of roads plus 2 flyovers and bridges are under construction in all the 21 local governments. And in a few weeks' time, we shall embark upon commissioning of the finished ones. Anambra had a severe road crisis, and I promised during the electioneering campaigns to declare a state of emergency on roads. With the state of decay, even if we spend the entire year's budget on roads alone in one local government, it will still be a scratch. But we are very strategic in the choice of game-changing roads that impact on the productivity of our people, especially in connecting either to neglected or abandoned people, local governments, and communities. We are breaking the 32-year-old jinx, and Anambra will soon have proper and befitting government house and governance lodge across. Power is improving. We are winning the war on waste management, the silting of drainages, traffic management, anti-touting, law and order. The Oba open drug market, Africa's biggest open drug market, is under construction. And the pharmaceutical industrial park, Oboji, is under development, with about 15 manufacturers out of the expected 100 already signed up. Our regenerative agricultural revolution is on the move. And so far, we've distributed about 1,100,000 hybrid coconut and palm seedling to over 100,000 households in our drive towards zero poverty, neo-agro-industrialization, and a green and environmentally sustainable state. We will distribute at least 1 million seedlings per annum in the coming years as we target 500,000 households with each earning millions of naira per annum in a few years to come. Some 25,000 diesel power street lights have been converted into solar lights, saving costs and powering the night economy. Our human capital remains Anambra's greatest asset, and we are very intentional in building a resource that is productive at home and exportable abroad. Basic education is now truly free for all charges and levies in all public schools in Anambra. We are ending the phenomenon of schools without teachers by recruiting 5,000 teachers within the first 9 months in office. There is ongoing recruitment of an additional 3,000 teachers. The target for our schools is smart education. Our schools, teachers, and students won several national and international prizes this year. We are also ending the era of hospitals without doctors and nurses by recruiting almost 1,000 health workers, doctors, consultants, nurses, pharmacists, lab technicians, etc., to power our general hospitals and primary health centers. 4 new general hospitals are under construction and several others under reconstruction. Pregnant women now have free antenatal and delivery services in Anambra. Building the capacity and the empowerment of our youth to take care of their future remains our priority. Our pioneering 1 Youth 2 Skills program has just graduated its first batch of 5,000 youth, and they have been empowered with 2 billion naira as seed capital to start their own business. We have also established the Solution Innovation District for digital skills, startups, research, commercialization, and creative talent. Over 20,000 youths have been trained on different digital skills. Earlier this morning, the SID organized the opening ceremony and the orientation for 2,500 youths selected out of the over 10,000 applicants for the training program on coding, Tag, Code, Anambra. This just began this morning. We expect tens of thousands of our youths to go through our unprecedented many of youth empowerment programs each year. Our vision is to teach Anambra youths how to fish and turn them from job seekers to job creators. We are also resourcing the Anambra Small Business Agency, ASPA, to be able to provide required cheap credit to these budding entrepreneurs. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I want to put on record that by recruiting directly slightly over 10,000 workers within the first 20 months, having over 5,000 of our youth empowered to take charge of their destiny, the training, the digital skill training ongoing, the various other empowerment programs that were done by backing on. I think confident and bold to say that we're empowering our youth and empowering our people in a way that has not been done before, not within this record time of 20 months in office, and more yet to come. We only just beginning. In Igbo will say, "I know man, it will." We are driving towards a more transparent e-governance system with our mantra of technology everywhere and everything technology. Our local government system is being reformed to strengthen its service delivery at the grassroots, while our tax administration is systematically going digital. Our land registry is going digital, and transfer of land titles can now be completed within a week, rather than over 6 months previously. The environment remains Anambra's #1 existential threat. Flooding is a menace, and Anambra remains the gully erosion capital of the world. We have launched the Clean, Green, and Sustainable Anambra project, and it will receive greater impetus in the coming year. The list is long, honorable members. But, Mr. Speaker, members of this House, it is important to remind us that the government has implemented far-reaching comprehensive set of palliatives to ameliorate the economic hardship of the citizens as a consequence of the inevitable removal of petroleum subsidy. As you are aware, the federal government gave each state a loan of $2 billion with a grant element of 52% to assist in funding palliatives. But ours here in Anambra is a government on the foundation of the All Progressive Grand Alliance Act. We are progressives, and the welfare of the ordinary Nigerians, especially the poor and vulnerable, remain our primary focus. Our motto is, be your brothers and sisters keeper. For us, there is no better time to rise up to the full essence of our motto and ideological stance on behalf of the ordinary people than now. Consequently, even before the removal of subsidy, we had earlier increased the salary of public servants by 10%, effective from January 2023. And this translates to over $2 billion in 2023, excluding local government and teachers. We also granted all public servants and pensioners, about 59,000 persons, a non-taxable cash award of 12,000 naira per month, spanning September to December 2023. This amounts to about 2.83 billion. Beginning from today, this morning as I speak here, about 200,000 bags of 10 kg bags of rice will be distributed to vulnerable persons across the 326 wards in Anambra. This costs slightly over 2 billion. The 200,000 10 kg bags they distributed at last, inclusive of about 18,000 or so 50 kg bags and some others that will also be added on this and distributed to our people who must ameliorate the suffering of the ordinary person. We have, of course, upon assumption of office, we met 4-year gratuity arrears for state and local government retirees. We have been systematically clearing the arrears, while everyone who has retired since our assumption of office has been assured of prompt payment of gratuity. Pensions and salaries are paid as at when due. We have also exempted the highly vulnerable persons from all forms of taxation and levy, including the hawkers in the street, wheelbarrow and truck pushers, vulcanizers, artisans, Okada riders, and petty traders with whose capital amount to be less than 100,000. All these people are exempt from any levies, taxes in Anambra. And anyone who is still collecting or harassing these people is actually, how do you put it, it's not just fighting the government, its policy, but it's fighting nations. Because these people, these poor people, need not just to breathe, they need to rise up and run. Furthermore, we reduced by 20% IGR payments by all transporters, KK, minibus, etc. Our free education policy and free medical services program were also announced during this meeting. As committed progressives, we are determined to let the poor not only breathe, as I said a moment ago, not just to breathe, but for them to be empowered to rise up and run. This is the essence of our mission. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, Mundam Anambra, after 20 months of systematic programs to take back our state from non-state actors and addressing key aspects of foundational challenge, it is now time to change gears. I am here, therefore, to present the draft 2024 budget. With this budget, we are making an announcement that Anambra is changing gear and that the promised transformation agenda will now begin. The transformation agenda is one that intentionally executes a new master plan of the state designed to turn Anambra into a livable and prosperous smart legacy. We are determined to change Anambra's narrative from its current status as a departure land to a destination of choice, the preferred destination to live, work, invest, learn, and relax and enjoy. Evidently, Nigeria's macroeconomic environment remains challenging due largely to the missteps of the past. Subnational governments are obviously constrained by the larger macroeconomic environment. I think a moment ago, the Honorable Speaker did make reference to the MF, Medium Term Expenditure Framework, that was presented here. Of course, much of the framework, if you like, the basic underlying statistics for that, that also derived from the federal statistics, I think in terms of, projections for revenue, oil, and all of that. Because we got to derive from those. We're subnational. However, we are determined to maximize the limited headroom available to create value on the Anambra. Consequently, and in spite of the humongous need, we are presenting today a modest budget of 410 billion, 132 million, 225,272 naira for the fiscal year 2024, compared to 258 billion, 984 million, 874,905 naira for 2023, a 57.8% increase. Recurrent expenditure amounts to about 96.2 billion. That's accounting for about 23.46%. While capital expenditure is 313.9 billion, or 76.54 billion. Budget deficit is estimated at 120 billion. And relative to 2023, some key sectors have significant increases. For example, the administrative sector is an increase of about 50.85%, the economic sector about 103.43%, judiciary about 72.9%, social sector about 60.24%, education whopping 140%, 140.88% increase, health a 169.55% increase, infrastructure investment about 119.84% increase, overhead cost 34%. Legislature obviously is also a key priority, especially as we signpost in this draft budget the establishment of the Legislative Service Commission. While consolidating and expanding the ongoing programs and projects, honorable members, the emphasis on the sectors as indicated above signal new vistas. 3 new cities are part of the new master plan for Anambra. Awka 2.0, Onitsha 2.0, and a new industrial city with export emporium and potential for a possible future airport. An industrial master plan is being finalized, while the railway master plan and feasibility study is also being completed. The $200 million project development with the African Bank. We will continue the ease of doing business. With the completion of the Fund City, the myriad of infrastructural development, as well as the coming of a branded international hotel in Awka, both Awka 1.0 and Awka 2.2 will merge to give Anambra a truly befitting capital city. Urban regeneration will be aggressively pursued. The environment remains, as I said before, our #1 existential threat. And under the 2024 budget, we will intentionally accelerate our agenda on clean, green, planned, and sustainable Anambra. Smart, green cities is our goal. Our infrastructural development will deliberately target the provision of transportation system that will serve the next generations by targeting the dualization of key highways and modernizing our mass transport system. A new electricity market will be created and our security operations will be upgraded with high technology applications, even with barely 4% of the budget for security. The 2024 budget signals a significant investment in urban and semi-urban water schemes, and we expect in the Anambra to see taps running again in 2024. Yes, in the 2024, our students and teachers will smile as ever before. Yes, our youths and Anambra students in tertiary institutions will smile even more. The poor and the vulnerable persons have their backs covered. Another 1,000 households or more will receive 10 or more seedlings of coconut, palm, ukwa, pawpaw, soya, etc. per household in the 2024. We are mainstreaming the sports economy, and the state football team will debut in 2024. Several creative sectors other than tech will also be promoted. Yes, we will deepen our structural reforms regarding the delivery mechanism that emphasizes public-private community partnerships, especially in service delivery to the grassroots, including our new zero pothole program. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I don't want to bore you with all the deliverables in the budget. The full document is already before you. Now, suffice it to note that the size of the budget is indeed very small. In real terms, that is the purchasing power of the Naira today, or even in US dollars, when compared to some years ago for this state. When you put it in context, we just beat men alone. Through allocation fund. Even compared to a few months ago, now increased by thousands of percent, so to speak. Prices of critical inputs, especially for infrastructure delivery, simply will gallop. But in spite of this, we are determined to maximize value from the Anambra as we are currently doing. Recall that the 7th Assembly approved in 2022 for us to borrow 100 billion naira for infrastructure. We didn't do so in 2022. For the ongoing 2023 budget, it was assumed that we will borrow 90 billion to fund the budget. Up until now, we still have not borrowed a cover of that. And we would borrow until the end of the year. We would borrow through to the year. So for the 20 months, in spite of the approval by this House for us to borrow, we still literally have refused to do so. In the proposed 2024 budget, there is a deficit of 120 billion expected to be funded through a facility from financial institutions. Be rest assured, honorable members, that we won't borrow unless it satisfies two stringent criteria we have set. A, any borrowing we undertake must be a concessional loan. And B, it must be deployed to projects that we can show how they will pay back the loan in the future. We are prioritizing project finance if we even have to borrow and not to borrow for consumption. Even with an estimated 66% budget performance for 2023, we insist on not borrowing unless it satisfies our set criteria. Our internally generated revenue IGR remains a fundamental challenge, honorable members. In the 2023 budget, we expected a monthly revenue of about 4 billion. So far, we are averaging 2 billion, and we are still projecting about 4.2 billion per month in 2024. This is a wake-up call to all residents of Anambra and all on the Anambra wherever they may live. We can't build the envisioned, livable, and prosperous homeland without saliva. With the abundant resources that God has blessed the Anambra with, there is literally nothing that we collectively set our minds that we cannot achieve for our homeland. We have the plan and the organization to execute, but we need resources. If each of us pays just 5 to 10% of our annual income as tax to the state, I can assure you the Anambra state of our dream will be fast-tracked in the shortest possible time. Many people keep asking how we manage to fund the huge infrastructure projects and other programs and projects without borrowing over the past 20 months, given the state of treasury when we assumed office. The answer is simple. Our mantra is doing more with less. It has involved extreme austerity and cutting costs of governance to bare bones. As can be seen from the proposed 2024 budget, recurrent expenditure is only 23%, while capital expenditure is 77%. This makes a bold step. Yes, we have been in office for 20 months, but we have not taken any salary, and we have not bought any vehicle for the First Lady of Anambra. Before we assumed office, it cost about 137 million naira to clean public offices per month, but it currently costs 11 million per month to do the same job, with a monthly savings of 126 million naira. This is how we do it here. I want to especially appreciate members of the solution team, the honorable members, members of the judiciary, and all stakeholders for their sacrifice in the service of our homeland. You are the generation of public servants largely paying to serve. We will never take your sacrifices for granted. We appreciate all the stakeholders in the Anambra project, our community leaders, traditional rulers, church leaders, the private sector, the international community, the public servants, the federal government, the media, the NGOs, the youth, women, students, etc., for their support. Your continued partnership and support will be critical in the delivery of the 2024 budget outcome. I want to assure the Anambra that every kobo you entrust in our hands will be judiciously deployed to maximize value for you. You have employed Dr. Onyekakubi Bezim and I to serve you, and together with the solution team, we will continue to work 24/7 to do just that. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, Munam Anambra, let me end by reiterating that this budget is your budget. The agenda is about your future and the future of your unborn generation. For me, we are not just working for the present and next generation. We are planning for many generations unborn. The 2024 budget speaks to that. Say I will, and great powers will come to your aid. Today and in 2024, let us all agree that it will be done. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, the journey has only just begun. May God bless Anambra State. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Governor. As part of the rule of the House, and we don't cry, but we appreciate your speech. Mr. Governor, with candidates request that you relay the estimate before the House. Thank you, Mr. Governor. Mr. Governor, I kindly remind you that this document before the House is now the property of the House until after we get ready for passage. Majority leader, can you move the motion to first reading?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain honorable, sir, upon the American member representing the good people of the Soludo constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise and move a motion for first reading of 2024 draft distributed bill 2023. The Anambra State Appropriation for 2024, the bill for a law to provide for the sum of 432,125,272 naira for the services of the government of Anambra State of Nigeria for the year ending 31st December 2024 and for related purposes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. From Boss Yaki, name is out to I so second.
Those in support, Anambra State, the 2024 draft bill unanimously. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
A law to provide for the sum of 410 billion, 132 million, 225,272 naira for the services of the government of Anambra State of Nigeria for the year ending 31st December 2024 and for related purposes. Such reading, Mr. Speaker.
A law provide for the sum of 410 million, 132 million, 225,272 naira for services of government of Anambra State of Nigeria for the year ending 31st December 2024 and other related proposals. First reading. Honorable colleagues, allow you the opportunity to request the chairman, House Committee on Finance Appropriations, to give the voters
the commissioners
and actually read a roadmap
all the commissioners and they appear before the committee.
which committee
And we shall be thorough.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is Honorable Ejiko Kechukwu. I speak with the mandate of the people of Anocha constituency. Mr. Speaker, the assignment given to me is simple and direct: to give a vote of thanks to Mr. Governor. While Mr. Governor was presenting the draft estimate, in fact, as soon as I got the information that Mr. Governor will be appearing before us today to deliver this draft estimate, I was wondering the name or the acronym that will come with this estimate.
since that of last year was budget of acceleration. I was pondering within me whether it will be more acceleration or whatever. So as soon as I got a copy of the bill, that was where my eyes went first. Now I'm changing gears. Maybe the acceleration we had last year was at gear 1 and gear 2. So we are not on speed gear yet. But this year, the next fiscal year, we are speeding up from what Mr. Governor said. And Mr. Speaker, a quick scan through this draft estimate, you will see the intention of Mr. Governor. It is clear for all. Because when he was reading out his speech, he was telling us the percentage of increase, especially in the capital estimates. Mr. Speaker, it may interest you to know that a quick scan of this document will show you the areas of special interest by Mr. Governor, one of which, improvement to health, a sharp increase from 6 billion to about 16 billion. Mr. Speaker, if you look at enhancing skills and knowledge, another sharp increase from 7 billion to about 18 billion.
Sure.
Mr. Speaker, let's look at water resources. From less than 1 billion.
No, for less than 2.
From less than 1 billion.
Less than 2.
I mean, from less than 2 billion to almost 10 billion.
Sure.
Mr. Speaker, just looking at this will tell us where we are driving to. As it is, education, health, skill acquisition,
road,
urban regeneration, these are the areas Mr. Governor is heading this fiscal year. And it is for us to assist in our own ways, to help the ways we can, to make sure that these laudable ideas of Mr. Governor are achieved. But Mr. Governor, like I said, scanning through again, you know, I am always gender sensitive. I looked at the draft estimate for the women and the vulnerable ones. I noticed a marginal decrease from 2.5 billion to 2.4. Mr. Governor, what will I tell my mother when I get home? And if you look at youth empowerment, I know that enhancing skills and knowledge will also capture part of budget for the youth. But this place, they wrote youth development, another marginal decrease from 5.6 to 5.5. Mr. Governor, I'm looking at your documents. Okay, let's not go there because we still have days to sit with the relevant MDAs to panel beat this document without having any intention of altering it or altering the intention of Mr. Governor. But we will look into it, cross-pollinate ideas, and arrive at something. We already have something that is very good for our people, something that is super for our people. Mr. Governor, for you to increase this budget from 198 to over 400 billion is something. Yes, you said that the purchasing power of our money has drastically reduced. It is true. But we look at the revenues. When the purchasing power is reducing, the revenue is standstill or stagnant. So I don't know the magic. But like you said, we keep looking at it because we've been performing magic before now. We've been performing magic. So, Mr. Governor, you made mention of the IGR to not meeting the expectations of this government. It may interest you to know that with the partnership you have with this Honorable House of Assembly, our Speaker graciously appointed a special committee headed by my friend here, Honorable Nobu Nansigwe, apart from the standing committee of the House, to look into ways to improve the IGR of this state. And Mr. Governor, I can assure you that at the end of the sitting or the meeting, and when the report of this ad hoc committee is tendered before this Honorable House, solutions to our problems will be there. Finally, Mr. Governor, today you presented this draft estimate about 11 days later than when you did it last year. You see, we are already running out of time, because this draft estimate is supposed to pass through first, second reading, defense, and the bilateral interactions, and get passed before the year runs out. So, to that effect, Mr. Governor, we want to hit the ground running immediately. And we have agreed, you said, that we are paying to serve. This time around, we won't just pay to serve. We will also sacrifice our time to serve our people. And Mr. Governor, we have agreed at the committee level that the bilateral discussion and the budget defense will commence in earnest from Friday this week. And Mr. Governor, we don't clap here, sir. Mr. Governor, so by Friday we are taking off, and we are sacrificing all our Saturdays this year to get this thing done. And we ask you, we beg you to direct the commissioners, PAMSECs, heads of parastatals and the other departments and agencies to make sure that they attend this all-important discussion with the Committee on Finance and Appropriation and the other relevant committees of the House. And they should also make sure that they stick to the timetable. Mr. Governor, I believe that this budget should be given priority attention. So whatever, we wouldn't entertain any excuse from any person. Before the end of today, they will get the timetable, and we pray and ask that you direct them to please stick to the timetable, the days and the times allotted to each MDA, so that we'll be able to finish this and give you the instrument you need to serve the people of Anambra State. Once again, thank you for coming, and thank you for coming with your team. We promise to do the ones we can. Mr. Speaker, I think that the assignment given to me has been judiciously tackled. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, distinguished honorable colleagues.
Thank you, Honorable Ejiko. I was expecting you comment on the volume of size of the document. Mr. Governor, this is the first time we're seeing this volume. The volume of the draft estimate. I think Anambra people will have more confused. The size of the document.
546.
I think we are getting to the end of this plenary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I still remain honorable, sir, of what I read again. Member representing the people of the Soludo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move a motion to exit Mr. Governor and his entourage. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. John Bosch Shakim will be member.
Minority leader.
So you are not protected.
No,
Just a second.
minority leader. Move a motion for adjournment.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I still remain honorable, sir, of what I read again. I rise to move a motion for adjournment for this House to convene tomorrow, Wednesday, 22nd of November, 2023.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. John Bosca King will be member name South 2. I so second.
Honorable colleagues, Mr. Governor, want to see this opportunity to appreciate the traditional rulers that are in our midst today, and also the former speakers, deputy speakers, the former clerk, the members, former members of this assembly. Also want to appreciate the Vice President of our NESE, the Chairman of our NESE, the President General of ASATU, and all other invited guests. We thank you all and we appreciate you all. Please, the exit pattern, Mr. Governor, Mr. Speaker, and Deputy Speaker, and other members who fly in procession to the executive chamber before order. Mr. Governor, today is a special day in the House of Assembly. This is a ceremony that always is once in a year. And we want a situation where every member, all our vital guests who visit this assembly, we are prepared to vote. I will ask the to come to Mr. Speaker's office. The members of the House and all the commissioners to meet in Mr. Speaker's conference room. Also, the PAMSEC and the Chairman of Permanent Secretary will be the office of the clerk. Mr. Governor, I'm paying those today to come up to my office. Mr. Governor, please, I'll kindly ask, immediately after this plenary, let's have an official picture outside the chambers. And like I requested in my address, I want to walk around the premises. I know you'll be keen to see the premises of the House of Assembly. Honorable colleagues, I thank you once more. When, at the end of the day, I'll still want to have a 10-minute chat after every guest has gone with honorable members in my office. In absence of any other thing, honorable colleagues, those in support that this House now adjourn and reconvene on Wednesday, 22nd November 2023 by 10 a.m. Those in support say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. Yeah. The national anthem,
C'est quoi?
Yeah, remove that thing from here.
Anyway, that's quite good. If a woman maybe on the case for my Ministry of Women Affairs. But if a woman,
On my WhatsApp. Okay, I will check. We're in the house. Okay. I've not seen it, but you can send it on my WhatsApp.
I beg, bring that for me. Everything for me, I beg.
Okay.